the mother wound and its sneaky impact on self-worth. Let's break it down. I am Sarah Jayne and I am the founder and self-worth coach at The Self-Worth Secret. And the mother wound is something that a lot of people don't really like to talk about. They don't fully understand. And I think there's an expectation in society that women and their mother are best friends. And the mother wound is the sneaky wound that can have a direct impact on your life, your self-worth, and what you believe you're worthy of in life in regards to relationships, in regards to your career, and also has a large impact on the relationship with yourself. The purpose of this video is to educate and break the silence around the mother wound. And as I go through this series, I really want to delve deep into how the mother wound can show in various different forms, what it is, society's view and expectations, and how you learn to heal that wound and essentially take your power back. This video is not here to shame anyone who is a mother or who has experienced something with their own mother. The video is simply made with the intention of increasing self-awareness around the mother wound and how you can deal, feel and heal that wound. From my coaching business and also from my job in the NHS, I have came across the paths of thousands of women. So I have heard a lot of stories, and I'm lucky to have insight into what women are feeling, what they are experiencing, and what they are struggling with, and how that then ripples out through their life into all the different areas. The mother wound is a deep emotional imprint that is left within us whenever our emotional needs, safety, or unconditional love was not met. And if you imagine when I say emotional imprint, like a stamper going onto a page, that's essentially the emotional wound that is left within our emotional body. This wound necessarily isn't caused out of malice, although in some cases it is, but the mother wound tends to be passed down from generation to generation to generation. Therefore, your own mother may have been carrying her own emotional imprints which affected how she showed up, treated you, or loved you. I also want to say that the mother wound isn't to be used as an excuse for behaviour or to excuse bad behaviour, because with any type of behaviour, good or bad, there is an element of self-awareness that has to come into that. And we're taught, between good and bad from a very young age when we go to school. And with any type of behaviour, if it is brought to the person's attention and they continue to repeat the behaviour, that is not okay. On the flip side of that, if you bring someone's behaviour to their attention and they accept accountability and change, that is healthy movement. There are many different archetypes of the mother wound, i.e. different types of mother, and I will go into that separately in a different video. But what I want to say is now how women can show up in society with a mother wound that they mightn't fully see that their behaviour has come from that. So for example, if you are an overgiver, if you are a people pleaser, if you try to seek external validation from people, from likes, from social media, if you are a perfectionist, if you carry a lot of guilt and shame, if you don't like to speak your truth, if you feel too much, too little, if you feel you are unworthy of a love, if you're dysregulated, i.e. you suffer from anxiety and or depression, there are so many different ways that the mother wound can impact your life. Self-awareness is really the first step in the process of, okay, A, B, C, D, E is showing up in my life. I believe this could stem from a mother wound, and I need to heal the wound. It is also not a quick fix. There is no quick fixes. It's a lifelong journey of self-compassion and being open and feeling things, allowing yourself to feel things. The mother wound is generally very hard to talk about because in society, it's very much taboo, very much dismissed that, oh, you can't talk about your mum like that. She worked hard to bring you up. She did X. You should be grateful for, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, women find it hard to speak up and express how they feel about their mother, or even bring deeper issues right up to the surface. Women can carry a lot of grief, a lot of guilt, and a lot of pain by not healing their mother wound. Because in society, it doesn't matter what religion or culture you are, family generally comes first. You have to look out for the family. You can't speak poorly of family. And, I've even heard of women saying that, people have said to them, but what about if your mum passes away, or what about if your mum dies? So you need to put yourself back in that negative or toxic cycle in case that happens. So then many women live in fear, and that is actually paralyzing. When you are brought up with an element of distortion, i.e., your mother's meant to love you and nurture you and be present and be kind to you and help you grow. But if there is emotional unavailability there, maybe you're blamed, maybe you become the parentified child trying to keep the peace and hold everything together. Maybe you're chasing validation, you're wanting to be the best you can be, but you don't get the recognition for it. That distorts your thoughts, it distorts your nervous system, and therefore when you go into adulthood, you're just simply repeating the cycles of your childhood. As a result of this, you then keep quiet. You silence yourself, you don't want to be too much. Your nervous system can't break the cycle of what it already knows, so you just keep on repeating the same old thing. You fix and you chase and you seek and you never feel good enough, and that just keeps you trapped. And one of the most damaging things is where pain is made to feel invalid. So it doesn't matter about your feelings, or it doesn't matter how you feel about something or what your opinion is. You can become so unworthy that you don't even feel that you deserve the validation. So you just, I'll say nothing, sure, nobody's going to help me anyway. Oh, I'll just keep quiet because, oh, sure, they'll just shoot down my opinion anyway. Bit by bit, this wound will chip away at your self-worth. It will cause a large dent in your sense of self, because between the ages of 0 to 7, you absorbed absolutely everything like a sponge. And then you have went into your adult life just repeating how you were treated in your childhood unknowingly. And women can do this year after year after year after year. And until something happens, until they might get a few nudges of repeating cycles of maybe not being chosen, not speaking their needs, and then being left anyway, not being able to, follow their dreams, not being able to speak their truth, silencing, and all those emotions then end up trapped in the body, and then they can end up physically or mentally unwell. So it's a crucial wound to be aware of, and also a crucial wound to heal. A lot of women feel that they are broken. And a lot of women have to make a choice in their life of, okay, where is my relationship with my mother? How can this be resolved? And sometimes it can't. And what is my mother's perception and accountability to fixing this if you want it to be fixed? And also, can I keep moving forward in my life with that contact ongoing, or do I need to withdraw and protect my peace? And these are all heartbreaking decisions. It's no decision that anyone wants to have to make, because no matter how a woman has been treated in her childhood, at her core, she may always just love her mother. There'll always be that deep love there. But what happens is that sometimes, in order to protect her peace and take her power back, there has to be certain boundaries put in place with the mother in order to protect peace and for overall well-being. Wounding from parents is not a topic that I talk about lightly, because within it, the woman has to learn to grieve many versions of herself that lowered herself because of the wound, that made poor choices because of the wound. And what I teach women is to learn how to embody all those versions into the woman that she wants to be now. Also, in regards to being a mother today in society, there is so much pressure and expectation to be a good mother. And women can also carry a lot of guilt and shame for not being enough, because they don't believe they're truly worthy themselves. And then they compare themselves to other mothers and how they mother and how they love and what they're doing. Whereas, 20, 30 years ago, women weren't the information that there is available today in social media, and people very much put their lives on social media and people can see each other, that can weigh on women, because comparison becomes the thief of joy. Breaking the silence around the mother wound isn't about blame, it is about freedom. When we name the wound, we take our power back. And in healing it, we heal ourselves, and we also pass that healing on to the next generation. I always say to women, the number one thing you need to remember is this life is a journey of self. So don't make the journey about them, make the journey about you. Get clear on who you are, what your thoughts are, what your beliefs are, and is that aligned with who you want to be and how you want to live your life? And then you take the next step to, okay, what's showing up in my life here and where does that stem from? Because like anything, if you imagine a garden full of flowers, but there's weeds growing in through it and entangling around these lovely flowers, you have to pull the weed out by the root to enable the flowers to grow. So it's really crucial that you heal that wound from the inside out and you start to learn how to mother yourself. Everything you want in life, give it to yourself first. If you need help and support on your journey to help you rebuild your sense of self and heal this wound, then check out my website to learn more.